Right, we now move on to the first of our finals. It's going to be the final of the ladies' pairs. Please welcome first on stage from Wales, Jan Robbins and Chris Savory. Their opponents from England, Sue Gulliver and Paula Jacklin.
So we move on now to the final of the women's pairs. We see Robbins and Savory versus Gulliver and Jacklin. I must say I'm surprised that Julie Weir hasn't made the final. As Scott would say, we all love Julie.
The referee for this game is a member of the...
I think everybody in the North East and the County Durham area loves Julie.
Everybody loves Julie.
He's 14 years of age. Your referee, Jordan Forbes.
Big standing ovation now for 14-year-old Jordan, who will be taking over the MC. It's a bit of a privilege, this, isn't it, Scott, for young Jordan?
Most definitely. I think he's got a few legends of the game sat up there playing mate, and he's by far a long way younger than all of them. By a long way.
We can safely say we will be seeing him at Lakeside in a few years, pal. He seems to be highly regarded by all the guys. Martin Fitzmaurice and his team.
Yeah, definitely, and I think that to have him involved at such a young age to effectively learn the ropes from the likes of Nick Rolls and Co. and Marco Mayer and Pup Dundas, my roommate this weekend, can only be a good thing for the young lad, and it's great to see that the youth are involved in not just playing, but in fact the refereeing of the game.
I totally agree with that, Scott. It's nice to see, people who you know up there, like Anthony Dundas, who I know a lot of people like. He's a genuinely top bloke. I played pairs with him at the Dutch Open. We had a good time. He's a top guy.
So here we go then. I think the practice darts are done. It's the first of our finals today
first leg
at the Scottish Open 2013.
Game on.
You're watching and listening to myself, Scott Mitchell, and Jamie live from the Normandy Hotel in Renfrew, just outside Glasgow.
100.
So Jan starts us off there with a nice ton. And Sue's going straight in.
140.
It's a great start. Players we mean to go on, Scott.
Well, it's like a Wales versus England game, this.
I was just about to say that.
In Scotland. So I'm wondering whether we're hearing a lot of cheering or not. That, who wants the English to win in Scotland? I'm not sure. I think in my experience of the internationals, the Scottish do like the Welsh to just turn over the old enemy
80.
England.
Well, Sue and Paula have started off pretty well, hitting a 140 and 80 off. Jan will be looking for the big score, sporting a Welsh flag flight.
22.
Well, I think all these ladies will be known to most followers of darts, to be fair. Jan Robbins has been around for a while, I think is the kind word to say.
60.
Welsh internationals and so on and so forth. There's just too many to list. And I've watched this one, and I've been lucky enough to have the privilege to play mixed pairs with Jan, and she's just an awesome dart player. And she's playing with her friend Chris, and Chris Savory. Again, she's been around a long time. And I can quite honestly say, I really shouldn't say this, but it is her 50th birthday tomorrow, Chris Savory.
45.
So, Chris, happy birthday for tomorrow. I hope you have a good day, and, I'm hoping for you to crown top your birthday off with maybe a win today, but Sue and Paula will have something to say about that. Sue, a Somerset lass. Born and bred, plays for Warwickshire. And Paula, well, everybody knows Paula Jacklin is part of the Lincolnshire County Dars set-up, and a very big part of that too.
She's a very big character in the women's darts. Lovely
yeah,
person.
again, I think a big help as part of the LDO, and Julie Lambie up there as well.
Paula, you require 95.
Helping the ladies get this organisation of theirs off the ground and running. There's some good tournaments coming up.
55.
12 left from Paula to leave Sue on tops. Jan will be looking to hit a heavy score to put them under pressure.
81. Sue, you require 40.
So for the first leg in the women's pairs final, you want double top.
Yes, that's game show. And the first leg,
those.
Sue Gulliver, Paula Jacklin.
Sue's my current mixed pairs
Second
partner.
leg, it's Sue to throw first. Game on.
And no matter where we go, she just loves She loves to be left tops and taking it out.
I like the way how Sue throws her dart. She's got a very solid stance and a very, unique technique. And it seems to work, Scott.
It's a positive throw. It is a positive throw. There's no two ways about it. If you're playing on the board next door in somewhere like Belgium or Holland, you do get a bit frightened because that's where it starts pointed that way before she leaves her hand. But it's one that's been very successful for her over the years. And she's a dear, dear friend. So I feel honoured to get to play mixed pairs with her as often as I do. Let's not forget that Sue and Paula were finalists at the Dutch Open this year. And tough one for Sue.
43.
She was playing against Zoe and a certain Trina Gulliver in the final at the Dutch. So I think mentally this one will probably be a little bit easier for her than having to play her partner Trina. And of course, we've already seen
60.
Zoe. No rhythm to the game yet, Jamie. It just seems a bit hit and miss at the moment. The ladies trying to suss each other out, but in a best-of-5 game, you don't get a lot of time for that. You really need to jump in and get yourself going nice and easy. And sometimes to step back and try and find a rhythm isn't the way. It's probably to just jump up there and be a little bit more natural.
Yeah, I'd agree, Scott. I mean,
84.
Obviously looking at the score lines, I think Sue and Paula have settled down pretty quickly.
81.
In regards, in comparison to Jan and Chris. But like we say, it's early days, but a best of 5, you really cannot afford to give any leg away. Regardless of settling in or not. They're all important.
43.
Yeah, again, I mean, obviously the form book really says that Sue and Paula would be favourites, having just lost 3 weeks ago in the final of the Dutch Open pairs, and we know how many are in that for the ladies section, and that's no mean achievement to make the final.
44.
It's a huge achievement.
Paula, you require 129.
So the form book would say that you would expect Sue and Paula to get up there and they're feeling good about the game at the moment, but you're playing Jan and Chris, who are no ordinary women dart players. So
I think you're spot on. I think you're right there, Scott. I think
So you require 118.
I think in terms of experience, I think every single one of the players up there have got plenty. But it really has been down to who's settled down the quickest. And I think we can safely say it's been Sue and Paula.
Just clearly, I think they've settled down quicker, clearly to the fact that they're the two that's got a little bit of form and feeling pretty confident about what they're doing. A lovely 140 from Chris to set this 103 up for Jan. So up to 94 now.
$37. Paula, you require 78.
So treble 18 first dart. Oh. Requires 75 now.
22.
Bit of a sloppy visit there by Paula.
66.
Looking for a big 16 for double top. That's very unlucky,
36.
Scott. She's hit the double 5 right on the line.
Sue, you require 56.
Sue just taking a breath there, Scott.
Yeah, she'll have a good look at this.
Yes, that's game shot. And the second leg, Sue Gulliver and Paula Jacqueline.
Well, I can safely say,
Third
Scott,
leg is Jan to throw first.
it's
Game
most
on.
certainly advantage Gulliver and Jacqueline.
Definitely, but let's not rule Robbins and Savory out here. They have the darts, and we know that in these best of 5 chases, the third leg's the important one.
It certainly is.
You're either getting back in the game at 2-1, or you've either lost it at 3-0. So
140.
I don't think that Jan and Chris will give this up, because they have the experience. They've probably come from 2-0 down on many an occasion, and they'll be looking to hopefully do it again. But I'm sure that Sue and Paula will be trying
80.
to make sure that doesn't happen.
$43.
It's just little darts like that are unlucky. If that's a ton, you race off into the distance and get a bit of confidence and get down there to get your first leg. And I do think these little best of 5 races are all about
43.
finding a little bit of confidence and getting out of those traps really quick.
So Jan now throwing the treble 20.
60.
And she hits the 60. Sue will be looking now for a big score, put some pressure on.
60.
Seems to be pretty steady at the moment, Scott.
Yeah, Chris being in front, she won't be happy with those 2 loose ones, but
66.
makes up for it for a big last start, that one, to hit that 60. Turns that corner, mentally makes the gap look bigger.
26.
Which has worked, and Paula's hit a 26 behind, so now 100 in head. They've got to be favourites to take this third leg in this final.
Well, that's a brilliant first dart and second dart. Should be looking to leave a nice finish.
156.
Fantastic. Good darts, Jan.
I don't think that was a face of somebody that had given up, do you, Jamie?
I will eat my words. You know, you got to give Jan a bit of credit there. I mean, she's got a bit of fight in it, and she's not giving up, not until that winning double's been hit, Scott, which is very good
27.
to see. It'd be very easy for Jan and Chrissy to give up, but they're clearly not.
No score.
A bit of time here for him. I mean, that's not a disaster. It would have been nice for Chris to have hit that and settled her nerves a little.
100.
They've still got 6
Jan, you
darts.
require 36.
Nothing Paula could do about that. With the first 2 darts in the 20, people say, oh, well, she left 165, but she had no choice. She had 40 in the board. There was nowhere else to go. Play with your rhythm and stay up there. Right thing to do. So it's Jan now, double 9.
They're looking just to
Must be an awkward
drop
lie.
it in.
She's had to move along there. It must be an awkward lie for her to start a throw.
No score.
And she's not quite give it, I'll use a technical term here, the oomph to get it up there under that other dart on the double 9, and she strayed into the double 14. I thought Sue would go for bullseye here.
55.
She went to 15.
Chris, you require 36.
That's a better starting dart from Chris. She's quite a fast player, and
18.
I think she's stopping herself a little bit. I'd like to see her lateral rhythm a little bit more there. She seems to be rocking back. 98 left for Paula, I think.
50. Jan, you require 18.
This must go, Scott.
I think it must, mate. I think it must. Otherwise, it's you know. Again, it's just that dart that's so close. Oh, lovely.
Yes, that's game shot. At the third leg, Jan Robbins and Chris Savary.
The dart that makes it so close can be the hardest one to
Fourth
get
leg,
past.
it's Sue to throw first.
And Jan used the other end of the bed really well there, and aimed for the other part of the double nine, and she hit it smack bang centre.
It'll do the confidence the world of good.
60.
Yeah, it will. I mean, sometimes you need to click. Both of you need to click, and it would have been nice for Chris to hit the double there to grab her confidence.
44. $26.
I think a little bit of nerves are kicking in here, Scott. Paula has just obviously hit 26. I think there's a bit of nerves on the stage.
You've got to remember, Jamie, they've had a bad experience just lately. They lost in the final of the Dutch Open, which they would expected to have, or hoped to have won. So they've been up there and had that bad experience, and they've been cruising up until that last leg, really, and it looked all one-way traffic. And now, are they starting to get that little doubt in their mind that maybe it's slipping away?
I think you could be right.
It takes one of you now to just grab the ball by the horns and say, you know what, this isn't going. Very similar to what Jan just done in the last leg to say we're not going down 3-0. It just needs one of them to grab the game.
You must take the positives out of it and really go for it.
26.
I think the way this game's going now, it's totally open, Scott.
I think this could go anywhere, mate. I really do. And what tends to happen is
95.
if you're both not doing your bit, you start to pressure your partner. And it can, if the partner's doing the work, they can get dragged down a little because of the pressure of having to do the work of two.
So Sue at the okay.
85.
Has a credible 85. Good darts.
Lovely last start to save that throw there. Paula will be looking to come back up. She's a determined character, Paula. She won't let that last 26 get in her way.
100.
She's more than capable of going up there and hitting 180 straight behind it. You know, that's the way the ladies' game going these days. Oh, she's taking the decision to move.
57. Chris, you require 157.
A mistake there, mate, to leave 166. That was one that she could have avoided. She could have avoided leaving 166
59.
there. And she's given Sue no possible outshot.
No, I think Jan will be happy to see that. I think Sue will just be looking now to leave
Jan,
something.
you require 98.
Again, that's the last start from Sue. She's hauled that from somewhere, used all her Somerset experience and grabbed that.
$58. Paula, you require 83.
Is it 9 now,
Yeah,
Scott?
74, mate. Should be up for that treble 14, I think.
Big 20. Lovely.
43.
Now they've just got to
Chris,
wait.
you require 40.
This is to level the match.
It's a bit of a snatchy dart, Scott.
She had a little smile to herself there. She'd just gather herself.
Big dart.
16. Sue, you require 40.
And for the match. She's been very positive on double top so far, Scott, and I think this is going in. Double 10.
Yes, that's game shot at the 2013 Scottish Open Ladies